Hey everyone, hi, this is Dan Nolan, the managing broker of Exit Realty Solutions, with a couple of ideas around the email I just dropped. We got our hands on something that helps accountability and balance with your real estate life. And this is something that is going to be important going into 2024. It's a great addition to your business plan, which we'll be going over in the next couple of weeks. I want you guys to settle into this new world. Let's call it the new world 2.0 because things have changed, things are different, and we're going to change with the times. Like I said in the email, there's plenty of haystacks out there. Just choose better haystacks. And when you think about it, you look at it and you go, well, I could do some things different. I mean, not everybody's on the internet, mailbox. Not everybody reads what comes to their mailbox. Maybe there's some things to reach these people that we're not doing. And it's almost like it's one sided. We rely on social media. And I got to tell you, social media in the last year is not all that. I did not get as many leads to close as I did last year. I expected a little bit of a drop off as rates were rising. A little bit is that, but any lead is golden. It should be treated as such. And I encourage you to work with people who have questions or who are struggling or who need guidance. This is where your expertise pays the bills. Because to be honest with you, if the economy continues its downslide, you're going to see more delinquencies. Therefore, you're going to see more foreclosure filings. And when it comes to just that, there's a lot of people out there who should never see a foreclosure file. But yet, because they did not get the proper guidance, they did not know what options were available or how things work now, they got sued. It's a federal lawsuit. It's something that should be taken serious. It's People think of it as a medical file. It's not a medical file. It's a federal lawsuit to sue you from your possessions. Something you probably want to avoid. So if you're able to get in front of some of these people before they actually get to the courthouse for filing, we've saved another family's future because the ramifications are endless once they file for foreclosure. So there is work out there. If you'd like to get more training on how to work with people who are up against it, it is a different segment. I would call it another genre. There's actually a certification called the Short Sale and Foreclosure Resource Certification, something I suggest you take a look at because it's going to play a significant part in your future. So let's go through this prospect tunnel. Let's see where we are missing some of the people who aren't always all plugged in or whatever. So open house is held. You got to have a house to open house with. So if you are working with a seller, now would be the time to start capturing names of people who would like to see inside that house and start working towards the two ends and seeing if there's anything that can be glued together. It's a little bit extra work, but this is what we do for our income. Guest per open house. Well, here, let's do this. If you don't have an open house, take a look at our office listings and see who does, and maybe take a look at which broker would be willing to just say, "Yeah, go ahead, let me know how it goes." Tell a client, we had an open house. So everybody gets in a better position when they do open houses. Yes, it's a fishing expedition. Yes, you should be pre assigning the date and the marketing materials to go out ahead of time. But once you get the word out into the neighborhoods, such as next door or the neighborhoods that you'll find in Facebook, if you're putting personalized ads into those neighborhoods, they're actually posts, but for the most part, they're ads. If you're putting them in the neighborhoods, the right people are seeing them. So let's go on. Number of doors knocked. Now, this is where this list kind of triggered me. I have been doing door knocking. As a matter of fact, you can put me down for three on Friday and one on Saturday. Uh, it is something I'm doing as far as helping people prevent damage to their credit and to the rest of their lives. Um, they don't typically see, they don't get emails, they don't get postcards, they don't get letters, they don't get notes left in their doors. They're basically very protective people who need to understand what they're facing and how we can prevent it from happening. So if you just take a look at door knocking one more time, if you want to have a sit down with me about door knocking, I can give you a door knocking 101 class, but it is important to your future that you would start incorporating more contacts, and door knocking is the way to do it. I just use I've been using the phrase, "Hi, I'm Dan Nolan. I'm a local broker here. I just moved into the area and I really like this neighborhood. I just wanted to let you know that I'm here for any questions that you may need. Here's my card, here's my letter, here's my information. Hand that to them. Is there anything that I can do for you while I'm here?" That's it. Have a conversation. You're not there to tear apart the numbers. You're only there to start a conversation. Once the information becomes exchanged, you follow up. You can probably make that appointment later that afternoon or the next morning, but you do want to be able to get in front of more people. That's the idea of the prospecting funnel. Number of leads. Are you, well, I'm sorry, number of people talked to. This is when you go out to, like, say, the VFW and just sitting at the bar watching a football game, just take a couple of names and numbers. It doesn't have to be uh, like high maintenance. It just be yourself. You're able to collect a lot more information by asking questions about them than it is about talking about you. You can always give them something to remember you. You can always get their cell phone numbers while you're sitting. Just a good idea. And there's nothing wrong with hearing a couple of veterans. Number of leads. This is your inbound. Are you getting the same amount of inbounds that you need to make your income? 10 leads equals one sale. Probably 15 leads nowadays leads to one sale. So are you getting enough leads to come in so that you have something to work with and close? That's something to look at. Number of reach attempts. Leads don't always answer the phone. You will go to voicemail more than you expect. Follow it up with a text or an email, but not both. You don't want to seem overwhelmed. Number of reach attempts, keep track of that. If you're making 25 reach attempts a day, you're doing 25 times more than most people are. Number of leads, okay? Again, how many leads did you actually reach? So if you're out there trying to do 25 a day and reach three, your three would go there. Number of appointments, it should lead to one or two. If you're aiming for 25 a day, you should have one or two attempts at making a just a not a listing presentation, but just a meetup. Most people are a little timid right now. Maybe just a meetup, not a full-on presentation is necessary to get that appointment. Number of attempts to reach. Yeah, you get the idea. Number reached. The ones that are you're reaching, I would put out in the right hand corner, right hand side of the sheet, just their names, just so that you know who's got the ice broken and momentum to follow up with. Number of leads, again, yeah, are your leads coming through for you? We want to make sure that you're bringing in enough to sustain your business or find ways to get and the number of appointments at the end. I think it'd be nice to see if this was something everybody did for a week. I do know that this is something that's a little tedious, is probably quote unquote not your style, but it is showing where your results are coming from. And that's what we're going to need right now going into 2024. So take a look at making a couple of phone calls, see if there's some leads in your previous sales. Now is the great time to check in with your previous sales and say, hey, happy holidays. I hope you're staying warm. How's the neighborhood over by you? I'm looking at your numbers and oh my. So how's the things out right? Do you seen anybody who might be selling and get busy? But take a look at your outcomes as well. If you do get success, celebrate your success with even just a listing appointment or a listing free appointment. Get the correct information verified, the cell phone and the emails, and then you can start building a relationship that will bring you to a fair conclusion for all. So, with that, go ahead and take a look at building your future. I do see underneath here that the last line on line 45 is buyer prospects. How about just prospecting brokers? Now's a good time to go meet a few brokers. This is the time of year they swing. And with that, I'm going to let you go. You have a good afternoon. If you have any questions or if you want to become involved with our foreclosure plan, you give me a call, 847-508-0652, and we'll get busy. Easy enough, right? Let's get busy. And I will talk to you later. Bye now.